Okay, you said, how do I make folders, albums, subfolders with images already imported into Lightroom Classic? Also, after starring, how do I pull just the 5-star images? Perfect. So, this is Lightroom CC, Lightroom Classic. So, we're going to go into Lightroom Classic. Up here at the top, if you scroll all the way to the top up here, you'll have Catalog, which we don't care about. We have Folders. So, the other day, we can look at Canon. Let's just play with your folder. So when I imported your photos, we imported 432 folders. And I'm pretty sure there's like a couple different girls in here, so I'm going to guesstimate here where we cut off with her. Excuse my son banging in the background. Okay, so let's just use this as the cutoff. So, alright, so I've selected the first shot. We're gonna select photos 1 through 70 here. So we're gonna go back. I'm gonna make sure I have the first photo selected. So I've clicked on that. It's highlighted. See the difference? Don't want to do that. So it's highlighted here in the loop. We're gonna go all the way to image 70. We're gonna hold the Shift key down on our keyboard. The Shift key, hold it down, and then click on 70. Let go of Shift, and you'll see that it has now selected those 70 images. What we're going to do then is we're going to come up here, and we're going to click the plus sign. So we're selected on Canon. We're going to click the plus sign, and we're going to add a subfolder. You click Add Subfolder, person number 1, and you want to make sure that Include Selected Photos is checked, because that's going to take the next step out of the equation. If you, for whatever reason, don't check this before you do it, it's not a big deal. You just have to reselect those photos and then drag and drop them into the new created folder. But let's just do Include Selected Photos. Create. Now if we come over here to this arrow, you'll see now, look, it says we have a folder called person number 1. Now if we go back to the base folder again and we go to 70, let's pretend we're going to do the next chunk of girls, right? So let's say this is a different client. Let's actually go to her. So this is your sister. So we're going to say, okay, sister was from that image to here. No, that's not her. That's the other girl. I went too far. Okay, that looks like her. No, not really, but he can play with it. I don't care if it makes him happy. That's my card reader. That's the other girl. I think that's your sister. So we're going to hold Shift key down again and select that chunk of photos, which turns out to be 44 photos. And we're going to go back up here again. We're going to say Add Subfolder. And we're going to say person number 2. Again, Include Selected Photos. Create. Boom. Now you have that chunk of folder, that chunk of folder. That's it. Oh, you wanted to know 5 stars. Okay, so let's say we go into her stuff here. And let's go through and just call some images. So I'm going to pick the ones I like. So we're just going to hit the number 5, 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 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh, we snuck her in there. Oh well, doesn't matter. So we'll stop there. So once you have these 5 stars below the image, like this, down here at the bottom, once you have those 5 stars, then up here, just above, it says filter. So you can filter by flags, and then you can filter by stars. If you click this, you say rating is equal to 5 stars. Now it's only going to show you the ones that are 5-starred. Let's say, hypothetically, you go through and edit these photos. Once they're edited, then you would just make sure you're selected 5 stars, so you only have 5 stars in your loop. You can then push Control-A on your keyboard to select all the images, and you right-click on your pictures and say Export, Export, And then remember here, so we have the export location. This is important. You want to choose where you're going to put it. Again, I do mine on the desktop in a folder called Pictures Export, and I create a new folder for the export. So we're going to just call this person 1. So whatever folder name you want to give it, we're going to choose that. We don't want any of these checked or changed. The existing file should be chosen with a new name so that you don't overwrite any of your files, because the last thing you want to do is lose and edit. I rename my files. You don't have to. You can leave it just like it is. I rename mine to the date I did the shot with that person's last name. So we'll say last name, and sometimes you can even do what was the session. So last name grad, and then we'll just put a date in there because I can't think. So 10/20/22. So there we go, and then it will hyphenate it so it shows you an example of what it's going to look like. Last name of the grad, underscore, the date, hyphen, and number of exported photo. Video is not important. File settings, you want it to always be a JPEG at 100% quality, and then we want to do sRGB always for export. We're not going to do any image resizing. You do image resizing to long edge of 2048 if you are exporting to Facebook, but we're not exporting to Facebook. We're going to make sure that the resolution for export is 300, and if you're exporting to Facebook, that number becomes 72. So this is what 72. This is export settings for Facebook, but we're not doing Facebook. We're going to export for client. So we're going to export at a resolution of 300, and again with the sharpen, we're going to do matte paper for the client. If you're exporting for Facebook, it would be screen. So these are the settings for Facebook right here. Long edge 2048. Yeah, 2048, 72, and then sharpen for screen. But again, we're not exporting for Facebook, we're exporting for client. So resolution of 300, matte paper. None of this is important. Metadata, watermarking, and post-processing, not important. So we're just going to hit export now. And then as you can see, it's exporting files up there. And while it's doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Lightroom. So this is I'm going to put this under seniors in mine, but this is what my base looks like. So we have albums here. You can create an entirely new album, so you can build your own tree that looks like this by doing this. You just create a folder, and I'm going to call this Canon for sakes of, well, actually, whatever. Type of session. Yeah, type session. Session type goes here. So let's say you create a folder for session type, then we go to session type and we create albums beneath that. So then you have grad, name of grad 1. And then let's say you have you want to do another one. So name of grad 2. It's literally that easy. So then you're creating these albums. So these are folders, these are albums. So we're going to click on name of grad 1, and we're going to add the photos that we just exported. See, they're done. So we're going to add the photos that we just exported by going to the desktop, pictures export. We're going to, what did I export it as? Person 1. Yeah. And we're going to do Control A again to select all the images. Review for import. Boom, there they are. And then we're just going to click the button up here at the top that says add 13 photos. Boom. These will import, they will sync. You can check the sync status by coming up here in the upper right hand corner and seeing that it's syncing. Once this says synced and backed up, that means they're viewable on your mobile device as well as able to be shared to the client. And again, to share this album to the client, you're going to right click on the name of the grad, click share and invite. Remember, this took forever yesterday. No, for some reason this takes forever, so I'm going to click cancel. I'm going to try it again. We're going to right click, Share an invite. Another option is you can literally just wait. I'm just being impatient. You can wait until all the images are uploaded to do this portion, which is typically what I do, because then I open it up on my mobile phone and I do the same thing within the mobile app instead and share the invite to the client via text message and say, hey, your images are ready to be viewed. Here they are. This is your gallery link. It won't change. I would start warning your clients that you are only going to maintain responsibility for their photos being kept on the server for up to 3 months. And that's why I think you really should start using contracts, because you want to not be held liable for when you start running out of storage space, which is going to be a long time from now. You don't want to be held liable for when you do take those pictures down. They're not your responsibility any longer. So you tell the client that you're only going to keep those online for them for 3 months. After that, you're no longer responsible for them. If they do come down, you don't keep backups, and that's that. All right, so this is popped up now. We're going to get a shareable link. We want the link access to be anyone can view. We're going to copy that link, but then we're going to go down here and we can say customize. You can title your album. You can also put your business name in here or your first name and last name, whatever you're going to go by. I do a photo grid. I don't know what the other ones look like. I've never looked into it, and I do dark. I just have a preference of dark light albums. We click on settings. We're going to do check, check, check. Boom. That's it. Done. Now we have a link. So let's hypothetically send the link. So I'm going to send you the link. Hey, this is kind of, here is the link to your gallery. Hope you love the images. You can download all of these at once from a computer, but if you are on a mobile device, you can only download one at a time. If you have questions, let me know. Also, keep in mind, I can only post these at a guaranteed 3 months time. After then, I am no longer responsible for hosting these images on my site. Please ensure that you have downloaded the images you wish to permanently keep for that. Thank you. Boom. That's it. Done. Easy as that.